Welcome everybody to RPG DIY, your channel for all things tabletop gaming. Today I'm going to take a look at my newest GM travel kit that I use when I'm taking my game to other places as opposed to running it at home. And I will delve inside to everything I keep in it, as well as some of the accessories that I switch out depending on what game I'm running and where I might be going. So let's dive right in. Okay, so I've done a couple videos already about traveling GM kits. This is the latest. I haven't done it in a while, and I'm constantly evolving my gameplay travel options as I come upon new materials and new accessories that might work even better than what I started with. So I'm starting here with the Dragon Shield Game Master box. That is from Dragon Shield. They also have a player's kit, and I'll put the links for everything down in the description. And so what this is, it's kind of an all-in-one box that comes with this handle that you strap on using Velcro. The GM Shield wraps around it, and inside is foam compartmentalized trays that you can put minis or miniature furniture or whatever you want to put in there. As well, depending on how you pack it, leaves enough room for like a Game Master's book of some kind. So, let's open this up. So it's got the two flaps here. And this is the box that I keep all the stuff in. So as you can see, this has like plastic edges that you can slide reference sheets into. It also has some Velcro here. It has Velcro here and a couple smaller Velcro pieces here and here, so you can put your phone in there or pens and pencils, depending on what you want to do. And then it just stands up like this and works as your GM screen. But what I'm going to show you is how I use this, because I'll be honest, I don't use a GM screen very often. But I do like the way this transports. So I've got some wet erase pens here. And I've gone and made a lot of my terrain, flat terrain. And I've also am using 1985 Games' Dungeon Craft sets. And with that, a lot of flat pieces. Because I love 3D. I love 3D minis and 3D furniture and things like that. But when you're traveling and you want to get the most out of what you're bringing with you, those take up a lot of space. And I don't want to haul crates and crates of materials on a dolly to a game session. So, for instance, I printed out like pits, and I've actually printed out some stuff from PDFs and laminated them to use. This is some 1985 Games. And I've reviewed the 1985 Games' Dungeon Craft sets before, so if you go back and look at those videos, you'll know what I'm talking about. Printed these off. They're just roofs, so when I want to do a city. More roofs. And these are from Loki battle mats in their boxes of adventure. They come with cut-out pieces, so you have a roof here. And I've also reviewed these. And so I use a mix of things. Here's another one I created, I laminated. More roofs. Kind of a dungeon room here. A bridge. So that's some of those. I have more pieces here that I've done the same thing with, where I've just printed them out and then laminated them. Cut out some pieces to do sewers. Also, this is from PDFs of the Game Mastery flip mats of some of their shops set, or not the flip maps actually, their map packs. And I printed out PDF versions. You can also just put the map packs on a copying machine, make copies and cut out just the shops, not the surrounding terrain. And I laminated them, and that way I can just put them down on a map board or flat map thing to show the city. And these are also from PDFs where I've just got specific rooms, like for houses and stuff. And for some of these, they're the right size. I can use the roofs from the packs over here to set on top to cover it, and then just remove the roof and show the interior. And so here's some buildings and shops that I can use. Here's some just basic dungeon rooms. If I don't want a specific, if I just want a specific room really quick, I can just lay these down on top of the battle mat, or even just on a piece of black rubberized mat to just show the room, and then also lay pieces down. These are also just textures that I laminated that I can use. This could be for a city road or a town road. Here's some textured dungeon floor stuff, and I've cut it into different shapes to represent different size rooms that I can lay down. And these lay super flat, so you can get a bunch of stuff in here. Here's this one I found I cut out. Again, I've laminated everything, and I'll tell you why in here in a second. Here's some other things I use. More shops and rooms. Here's some more dungeon stuff. Here's your corridors. You just lay these down. And you don't even have to butt them up against one another. You can just lay them on top of each other. I can even make a cross section by doing that. So, again, more different sizes for different rooms. More laminated dungeon rooms and shops. Some of the 1985 games, Dungeon Craft buildings. They've got, like in my other videos, you'll see they've got the roof and then they've got the interior. I use those. This is from the adventure boxes of Loki battle mats. It's a tavern. If you ever need, I just keep like 1 or 2 taverns ready to go. I don't ever have to draw them out. I can do this. Then I use these, and these are from Loki battle mats as well. These are vinyl clings, and I've got a whole bunch that can cover all different scenarios. I've got indoor dungeon, I've got outdoor stuff, I've got town. See, there's some roofs I can use again. Here's some tables and shelves, statues, debris. Here's some outdoor stuff. This is from their warfare setting. So you've got tents and barricades. Also, there's ballistas, more barricades, a catapult on fire. So I use a lot of these. These are some of my favorites because, again, you don't need 3D pieces. And these complement the pieces here. And like I said, the reason I laminated, say for instance, these dungeon pages is because by laminating them, not only can I draw on them with wet and dry erase markers, I can use these static clings on them. So, and then in here, I've got smaller pieces of terrain. Now, these, for instance, and I've got a bunch of these are from Arknight games, and these are flat stand-up pieces. They have bases that go with them, and you just insert it into the base, and you've got a stand-up bookshelf with a front and back. So, but I also have some flat pieces that I've made myself, and some of them are double-sided, so you have the trap door here, and then you flip it over and it's open. So some flat pieces here that I've made, some more 1985 games pieces that I've cut out that I use. And then over here, I have the Arknight 2D minis, again, the same things like I just showed you with the bookshelf. This is all the adventures, and I've got, I don't know, a couple hundred in here, because they all lay flat. And I've got them sort of divided up into fighters, magic users, dwarves, gnomes, and hobbits, and things, and got some of their stands here. And then down below, I've got a couple different trays worth of villains and monsters. So these are the Arknight monsters, and these are from a bunch of the different sets. I will put their website in the links, so you could see where you can get all of these. Plus they have more that I don't even have yet, because I love these. These work perfect. There's so many different monsters here, and I also roughly, using the different trays here, I kind of roughly divided them up. But it mainly became like larger ones that fit in the large tray, and then like undead in one, drow in another, that type of thing. And then this side, I decided to include, I've got most of the sets from WizKids of their 2D minis printed on acrylic, which work really well. And this side, I've got both monsters and heroes at the same time, just because it was easier to fit them all into one. And these are very similar. You get stands that you use with them, but they're like hard acrylic, and they've got a bigger slot. And you got to make sure you put these in right, by the way, too. You see that little diamond shape? Make sure this little diamond shape, boy, I don't know if you can see that. Let me put my thumb over it. You got that little black diamond shape there. You got to make sure that's facing the front of the figure, and that the actual printed section is on the bottom, not on the top, because they go in like one way. And I've broken a stand or two putting them in there, putting them together, and they kind of snap in the middle. But you can see that they're a little bit thicker than the other ones. But they work just as well. So I've got a bunch of those as well. I want to get more. I just wish they would. The only thing I have a problem with the WizKids sets is they don't put out enough of the creatures that usually travel in tribes, like orcs or undead or things like that. They only give you like one or two. And they're starting to come out with warband sets finally, but it took forever. So this is mainly what I have in here. Now, if I don't want to use the individual pieces, or I'm thinking it's going to be such a sandbox game that I don't really know what I'm going to use all the time, as far as like the separate pieces that I made, like the dungeon floors. Usually the houses work for everything, but if I'm not going to do that, what I can also do is replace all these map pieces that I made of the different rooms and the different textures, and I can just go with a straight battle map of some kind. This is the Pathfinder flip mat. It's got kind of a deserty on one side and a really light gray on the other. And then these are Dungeon Craft maps. So this one has stone on one side and kind of a darker stone on the inside. This is the outdoor map from Dungeon Craft. It has like a stream running through it on one side, and the other side is just straight green. And I can use the clings for all these maps as well. So there you go. That's what I keep in my dungeon kit. Thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments below. And I will put links to everything where I got it, if I still have the link, so you can also get a hold of some of these items. Thank you again for watching, and until we meet again, may you always roll with advantage.